Well, here's a gun we'll shoot today. It's a close copy of an 1858 Remington done by Pietta. This one is laser engraved. Really nice looking gun. I actually have a duplicate of this gun and one that was bought at the same time. This one belongs to my brother, and when I first opened the box on mine a couple of years after I'd owned it, I found out that the barrel was dirty, hadn't been cleaned after test firing. So I actually shot the gun and totally amazed at how accurate it was. Kind of dispelled my ideas of maybe a rusted barrel will cause some inaccuracy in the gun, but it wasn't the case at all. So this gun comes with an extra cylinder, and that one also has laser engraving on it. Probably can't see it here in the light, but really the one I had is a great shooting gun. We're going to check this one out and see if it performs anywhere near the same as the one that I've got. We'll check this out as far as the bullet placement goes, high, low, left, right, and see where it's shooting right out of the box, and also how it does as far as grouping goes. So we'll get to loading this gun up and get right after it, and plan to have a lot of fun with it. Gone ahead and slid the cylinder out of the gun, and I'm going to check my 4.51 round ball to see if that drops down or stays on top in the cylinder. It's staying on top. This 4.51 size probably won't be a real tight fit, and we might want to go to a 4.54 at some point. It's important the ball remains seated against the powder so that its inertia during recoil doesn't cause it to move ahead in the chamber. Also want a tighter fit to avoid a chain fire. That's where the gas from the fired chamber gets by the ball in an adjacent cylinder and causes it to fire. Well, there's our cylinder loaded up, 30 grains of the black MZ. I use a powder funnel. One of the reasons I do that is to kind of avoid getting the granules of powder hung up on the sides of the cylinder, and if they get someplace in here, sometimes as you put the ball down they can crush that powder and maybe leave a trail of powder that would actually, crushed powder that would actually go into the main charge. I've read that online somewhere. It kind of made sense to me, so try to avoid having a flashback for that reason. Plus we're going to use plenty of our lube here that we got mixed up. Make sure that we don't get any flashbacks, or they call them chain fire sometimes. We don't want that going on. I do try to orientate those spruce. This is where the spruce cutter cuts off the ball from the top of the lead that's being poured in there. Do try to orientate that towards the top just so it doesn't get down the side and provide an extra hole, especially with these, because these sometimes are cut off a little close to the ball radius, the sphere radius, so there might be a chance that there's going to be a spot going down. These are a 4.51 round ball, and they actually do shave in just a little bit of lead, but wouldn't be enough for a lot of folks. So I'd maybe recommend, if you're not used to shooting a lot, to use a 4.54. That'll give you a larger amount of lead shaved off, and a probably better seal between the ball and the cylinder sides. And there's an example of a slate ring of lead that's cut off on the ball going down, meaning the ball just a little oversized for the cylinder. As I was saying, you probably want a little thicker slice, or a little thicker ring than the ones that we've got here. But these do work, and they're going to keep the ball down where it belongs. I've still got quite a distance between the top of the cylinder and the ball loaded in there, so I could probably go to 35 grains of this black MZ or somewhere in there. But this gives me plenty of room for our bullet lube, and that'll give us less chance of a flashover or multiple chain fire. Well, we've got 5 capped up, and first time this gun has been shot. We'll see if it puts them on the paper. About an inch to the left of my point of aim. Remingtons are not shooting high like the Colts do. Where that one went. There's a possibility it's in the same hole as the other one, the first one.
Looks like it is to me.
One more here. Knowing now the gun shoots close to point of aim, it's possible to change to a smaller aiming point for 5 more shots.
Got a definite wind factor. There's 5. So this gun shooting maybe a tad left and probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches below the point of aim. And since Pietta put this sight plenty high, that's going to be a problem at all. We just take a little bit off the front sight and it'll be right where we want to be.
Here's a target we just fired. 5 shots. Looking like 1.5 inch group, 21 yards. Out of this Pietta Remington engraved model, and I found the one I had shoots very well too. A little bit of rust in the barrel because the proof testing folks didn't really clean that out well. It made absolutely no difference at all as far as its shooting. So we've gone to a 2.2 cc powder dipper, lead powder dipper, and we've increased the charge here to about 30 grains of the black MZ. And we'll see if that makes a difference in shooting of it as far as where it's hitting on our target. If it works, it's a lot better than taking off that front sight, especially being my brother's gun and hard to put back on when you take off. Yeah, certainly didn't hurt our group size any. Didn't come up any either. Well, here's a target we just fired with our increased charge of black MZ. We went from 25 to 30 grains in hopes that we'd raise up the point where the group is here, but what did happen is our group ended up at about a 3/4 inch group, which is really better than we'd expected. And like I say, we did not increase. We're hoping to get this group to come up into this area someplace without having to take anything off the front sight. But we got an excellent group. This gun has a faster twist rate in it than they used to make. I'm not sure what Pietta used to do on them, but now this is about a 1 in 16 or 1 in 18 twist, and it really seems to do an excellent job. Yeah, as far as accuracy goes, I don't know how I could get any better than that. So after seeing that the gun shot low with 2 different loads, figured it's pretty safe to reduce the height of the front sight some. So there we took a little off the top. And now we're going to see how it is on stains, on cans. So we'll set some up and see where we're hitting. Got our sight adjustment. Probably still shoot a little bit low, but we'll see if we can get some of those. Well, didn't see where that one went, but I was aiming a little high with the anticipation of shooting low. Let's try going a little lower. Okay. I also want to remember this thing shoots a tad left.
and swing the right time. Okay. I think this thing's hitting pretty much point of aim right now.